Hey there, Generals. Welcome back. We missed you last week. We had some technical difficulties that didn't allow us to have the show. So this will be our last show of the year, and before we go on our Christmas break, like the rest of you, and we won't be coming back until January. And as usual, we have our normal co-hosts. We got Alicia Pompa here, your Commissioner Rallies, your other Commissioner Rallies, Tyson Dozier, of course, your ASB President, Nick Aguirre. Um, as you can see, we obviously record the day before. So this is Wednesday. This is where ugly sweater competition's going on. So Tyson clearly is winning out of the four of us. We appreciate the school spirit there by rocking that, Tyson. So we're going to start. This is going to be a fairly loose show, but we're going to start off with distance learning because it came up yet again. I know this was a constant theme we had, and some of these guys this morning were talking about in one of our meetings, and the struggles continue, of course, and we're still looking at this dark, some call it a dark winter ahead. It seems like we're in the middle of it, obviously, and it seems like we've been stuck in it for a long time. But what's your guys' take? What's going on? What are some of the concerns you guys are having, kids?
I think I can start off. Okay, so I think most kids are getting ready for finals, and I know a lot of their homework is starting to compound, and they're really starting to feel the heat because now is when it matters. So I think they're ready to kick it into overdrive and get all their work done. So they're feeling a little bit more stressed out and a little bit more anxious.
I think not only that, but everybody's just worried because we are in the middle of a pandemic. So everybody's stressed with their homework and with their finals, but they have like the weight on their shoulders of knowing like to keep their family safe and what's going to happen next. So that's another struggle that we're going through.
And people with jobs and stuff, they also have the struggle of having to schedule their days, having to do homework, going to work, and then coming home, doing whatever chores they have to do, and then do more homework.
Yeah, I know that's been the issue, and I know, like we discussed this morning, I know some of the kids were saying they were literally doing homework till 11:30 midnight. Then I know we all have other kids that say they're doing their Zooms and then they got to go do chores or do something else for their parents. And they come back on. I know it's getting kind of crazy, but the question that I have, or I think a lot of people have, is it more homework? Do you think, or is it kids putting it off? Do you think teachers are giving you more all of a sudden because we're at the end of the semester? It's somewhere in between. Uh, where is it at?
I personally think it's both. Like I feel like we did put it off a little bit, like, oh, like I still have a few more weeks, and now it's finally caught up to us. And I feel like the teachers are just giving a little bit more and make sure they engrave it in our heads. So not only do we have to make up the work that we lack, but do the work that our teachers gave us.
I feel like there's more work just because we don't have a regular school day until 3:05 normally. We get out at 1, so teachers kind of think that we have more time to do stuff because we're not as packed with like school until 3 and then we don't have sports anymore, so they're just kind of piling it on to get the Zoom going.
I agree with Nick and Alicia saying I would feel that the work is compounded. Um, just there's a deadline and you there's a few weeks ahead. You give yourself too much time to think about it, and when it finally here, you're not ready. And I also feel like teachers are just preparing us for the finals.
Okay, so you guys say it's a give and take. You guys think it's a two-way thing here. That's fair enough. I think that's probably accurate for most kids, what we're hearing. But as you guys know, and as teachers and administrators and everybody involved in school right now, everyone's struggling with distance learning. It's not just you guys. It's your parents too. I can tell you as a parent of a third grader who had to go back to distance learning where they do 3 hours straight of Zooming of 25 third graders talking at once. And then afterwards, the kids are supposed to do the work. My son was doing work till 4:30, which in third grade, that's just stupid. But my personal opinion, that's my editorial note for the day. But yeah, it's a struggle for everybody. So I want to encourage the kids to hang in there. The staffs are hanging in there. We're almost to break where I think we all kind of need that break to kind of decompress and relax and hopefully get a little time for ourselves. And so that leads us right to our next topic, which we discussed last week a little bit. We threw out there on Twitter, and we had some people email us and message us family traditions. Before we go, Alicia wasn't here last week, so I want you to tell us what one of your family traditions before we go into what our viewers had to say.
So our family tradition for Christmas is on Christmas Eve. We get together as a family and we make tamales. So we can have them on the 25th, is Christmas Day, and it's always fun because we make fun of each other's tamales, like, ew, this one looks nasty. You made this one and stuff like that. So it's always a good time.
Okay. So let's go into what some of our viewers and people either tweeted at us or Instagrammed or even got some emails that people directly. So what do you got out there for us?
I have a viewer who sent by the name of Nayali. She said that her and her family normally go to Mexico, but they're not able to go this year. And then I had one more say, Umaka said that on Christmas Eve, they'll wait till midnight to open up their presents.
Like that.
We also had Stephanie say that on the 24th, so they like to hang out and they also like to eat tamales and pozole. Then they hang out with their family, and they wait till 12 and then they start opening their gifts. And the next day, they hang out with each other again and probably have the recalentado, and they probably eat whatever they had left over. And then they said they like to go to the snow too.
Very cool.
Haley sent out that she and her sisters and her father have a family tradition because her father used to do it with their brothers. They said that they eat chocolate pudding and chocolate chip cookies and watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay. We got Jane tweeted at us. She said one of the biggest family traditions they have is the youngest person gets to butter the turkey before they have dinner, and it's for good luck. And she says, delicious turkey. And if you understand turkey, you know that's a really important part of that. It makes it really delicious. We got Maddie, who also tweeted at us that Maddie said that they spend a whole day making Christmas treats. I'm assuming that they don't just eat them all themselves. I'm assuming they probably pass them out. Another fun tradition, one that I just partook. That's the wrong word. Don't give me English teachers. The one that we just participated in. And it's always fun at first when you think you're going to make treats all day long, and it's fun for like the first hour. But by hour 2 through 12, you really don't care for the treats, and you don't like the people you're with. That's just the way it is. So those are some fun traditions. I think we have a lot coming on. I think that's a really cool thing. I hope a lot of us get to go out and do those things and continue where we're at. Do any other of you guys have any other, Tyson, Nick, you got any tradition that you want to throw out there? Anything that you didn't tell us last time that you go, oh yeah, I got that one?
I think I'm good.
You're good? No, good. Thank goodness this is live because you guys really just blew that one, didn't you? That works. We went over my traditions. Obviously, we got Frank. Frank, our producer, he's gonna chime in here for a minute. You know, I've known Frank for years, and obviously we're in Echo now. Never once have I had any of those New Mexico treats that he just mentioned. So that's kind of sad. Hasn't shared. So it's kind of a problem there. So that sounds like that's a cool thing. That's an awesome experience. Kind of the night before Christmas. We're laughing here because he now is recognizing that. But it's a lot of fun with different traditions. We're having a good time in the studio today. So I want to thank Frank for finally chiming in. You guys may know Frank from occasional shows. He produces a lot of shows around town. before we go on, I know this is our last one. What do you have for the new year? What are your hopes or wishes for our viewers and yourself? Tyson, we're going to start with you this time. What is one wish or hope? I want to go around the table. What do you want for 2021?
2021. I just want a football season.
Well, that was easy. That was direct and blunt. Okay, we get that. The Red Rifle wants a football season. I like that you're wearing a Red Rifle shirt today too. Okay, what do you guys got? Pampa, Nick, what's your wish for 21?
I hope to get back to school and to have a softball season for sure.
Okay, another sports one. Like
Me
it?
personally, I just want a prosperous, peaceful 2021 year, and most importantly, a football season.
You want that too. You want this football season again. I see. For 21, my big thing is I just wanted it to not be 2020. Hopefully we just have a normal year. It's kind of been obviously a rocky year, but if we can get back to some sort of normalcy, hopefully the vaccine gets out there, and hopefully people stay safe and healthy, and we get past this. And the next pandemic comes in 100 years, and we'll probably all be dead, so that's okay. They can deal with that, right? We'll be much better at the next pandemic, as someone told me, but we won't be here to be that's taking place. So hopefully that goes for everybody. Hopefully everybody has a great next year. Before we go on, we have a new thing here. It's called corrections. It's when you make really bad mistakes in the previous show and you have to come out and we have to explain that, or at least discuss that. Pampa was not here, so she doesn't have any corrections. Nick, of course, is like myself. We don't make mistakes. But Tyson, on the other hand, made a big one, and Tyson, I think, has a statement or something he needs to talk about.
So the last time we met, I had stated that we use canned icing, and I was horribly wrong about that. I had told my parents about it, and the first thing that they told me was the recipe to homemade icing. I would like to state that I'm not in the kitchen when they make the homemade icing, so I don't know how to make homemade icing, so don't be mad at me, please. But that is my correction.
That's a big thing because canned icing has hurt taste buds for years. And I know Tyson's dad reached out to me as soon as he saw the show and was really upset that his son didn't know. And then even went further on and explained that they actually make homemade lots of other things and sent me photos as proof. So I'm happy we have that correction. We've fixed that great error. I want to thank our co-host as usual, Frank, for finally chiming in. It's nice to see Frank's around. Maybe he'll share his treats in the future.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. And we want to wish all you guys a safe New Year's. Have a great vacation. We love you. We'll see you next time with Talking with Generals.